because what will happen, Ariane, is this will be we're going to run through, I don't know, 120 slides in about 20 minutes.
It's kind
So,
of close to that. It
um,
is.
right, no, it isn't quite that many, and it won't, but we will walk through, and there's a lot of information here. So I think, given that if there are questions that you have, um, I don't know, Connie, I'm good for, let's stop and answer
Yeah,
the questions if there's
I
anything
think
that
that's
you got.
better. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And then let's just do our introductions around. So I'm Doug Adams. I am uh, part of Rotary Club of South Hilo, and I've done a number of things in the district. And next year I will be the chief bottle washer for our district governor, Benson Medina, who would normally be doing this particular um, welcome to Rotary setup, but he's in South Korea because of his job. Um, right? So, Naomi, why don't you go?
Sure. Okay. So you're the chief bottle washer. Then I need to find a okay, I'll be the chief bottle put awayer. So I follow you. Okay, so West Honolulu. So Erin is with West Honolulu, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Brand new member. So we're really glad to have her in our club. So just here as a resource person. So ask any question you want.
And Naomi will know the answer after Connie and I are like, Naomi.
Well, yeah, I'm curious why you're even here if Naomi's in your club. So, right? We could have been doing something else at 7.
Go ahead, Connie.
Okay, hi, Arian. I'm
Yes.
Connie. I'm from the Rotary Club of Hilo, and I am the current bottle washer. And but really, I don't wash any bottles. I don't do really anything because there's Naomi who's the put awayer of the bottles, I guess. But I've been involved in membership for quite a few years, and I really it's a passion of mine. So yeah. So
And
welcome to both.
Beverly.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Beverly Heikes, and I heard a lot of titles there, so I'm not going to go into any. But I like to say welcome to Rotary. I encourage you to dive in, connect, and discover the joy of Rotary that we have all discovered with the fellowship and the impact that we make. So I welcome you, and thank you for coming on to be a part of all we do here at Rotary.
And Beverly, what Rotary Club are you with?
I'm with the Rotary Club of Hilo. Connie and I are the same club. Yes.
I just got to say, I love Hilo, one of my favorite towns.
Come over and visit anytime.
Thank you. We got family over there.
Oh, okay.
All right. Awesome. All right, so let's walk through then we'll walk through the presentation. And if you do have questions, by all means, stop us, okay? Let's see. Did I do this correctly? Boom, there we go. All right, so this is Rotary International's vision statement, right? Together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe in our communities and in ourselves. That's a lot of words, but I think, as you could see, they've highlighted the things that are really important. And I think also the idea of lasting change is a key element as a part of this. The idea is, how do we make sure that things are better for our friends and neighbors? That's how I kind of look at this. So, and then when we move from the vision statement, we move into the core values. So integrity, diversity, service, leadership, and fellowship. For me, the fellowship and the leadership, well, actually, I guess all of them are important. So I won't go through and say which one is more important. But I think that at any particular time, we find ourselves kind of focusing on one of these or a couple of these at any particular time. I don't know. Connie, what would you say?
I agree. I agree. Totally agree. Because they're all equally in different times. Yeah, depending on the situation.
Yeah. And the idea that we can be in a group that where this is the things that the group believes, that this is the values that we adhere to and that we act on. That's something I enjoy. So.
Mhm.
And then a bunch of old white guys. And so the old white guy here, we'll talk about this. So the arrow is pointing to Paul Harris, and Paul Harris is the one that put together this group of folks to get together. And at the time, I learned at a recent conference in Albuquerque that this was novel, the idea that you would bring people together for a fellowship kind of situation. And so that's what was happening in Chicago. And I think there's a picture, well, there isn't, but later on there'll be a picture where it started and all. But there is, and we probably need to bring it into this. There is actually I don't know if you can Google it, but I'm gonna have to find it. There is this wonderful video now where our 4 wonderful founders of Rotary turns out, closet rappers. And so there is a rap song that goes along with that. You saw that, Naomi, right? You saw that, right? I thought it was cool. So we're going to have to figure out where that is and use it. It's pretty good. All right. So we are an international service organization. This is intended, the pictures are, of course, intended to show you that lots and lots of people can get together. This is an international conference, obviously. And you can have between 10 to 15,000 at one of these things. The most recent one was in Calgary. The one that's going to be coming up is going to be in Taipei, Taiwan. And folks, and I will say, I haven't gone, but folks who have gone, it's, a highlight for them. Okay, so Rotary in 3 parts because we love our organizational structures. So Rotary clubs, Rotary International, and the Rotary Foundation. Rotary International is composed of the clubs, right? Members, we are Rotarians, but the actual membership of Rotary International are the clubs. So we belong to the clubs, and the clubs belong to Rotary International. The Rotary Foundation, as you would imagine, is, I call it the engine. It's the money piece. It's how Rotary International is able to do what it can do around the world. I know Connie loves stats, so I'll do this one. And we don't have a date where this, we don't have a date yet when this is. So, but in general, 46,000 clubs, 1.2 million members, 10,000 or so Rotaract clubs with 183,000. That was a 0 missing Rotaractors. And then the Interact clubs, which are high school level Rotary connection type clubs for high school students. 520 districts, 34 zones, which the districts comprise in 200 countries. It's a big deal. And so here's a map of the world that shows that it's a big deal. You notice that this doesn't show the Pacific Ocean. I always wonder why, but there you go. So you don't necessarily see where we are, but we're in there somewhere. Probably maybe where we're directly below the sea and ocean, somewhere there. But it's a lot of places, and with aligned values of service above self. So this is our Rotary International president line. So the current president is Francesco Arezzo, and then our Rotary International president-elect is Olayinka Hakim Babalola, who we got a chance to meet just last week. And I will just say, you're just seeing pictures, but the guy in the middle, because I haven't met the other 2, but the guy in the middle is a hoot. And he is very charismatic and focused on talking about the way that we as an organization at the club level, he continues to talk about what the club level can do in terms of supporting our communities. And so it was really cool to listen to him. I don't know, Naomi, what do you think?
Yeah, it was very personable, really down to earth, and he was really nice to come take pictures with us. So we got a picture on the district website if you haven't seen it yet.
sometimes you have these folks and you may or may see them. Maybe they have an opportunity to come to our district conference or something. That may be the only chance you get a chance to see. He was there for the entire week talking to the district governors-elect, a variety of the prior district governors, PDGs, and then those of us that had an opportunity to go as a part of this Leadership Institute program. And he made himself available to everybody. His wife was so exhausted by the end because he was just making himself available. It was really terrific to see. And then the other thing I would say about this, I'm spending a lot of time on this picture, and I know that, is that both President Arezzo and President-elect Yinka is what we were beginning, President-elect Yinka, they have come into those positions after the folks that were in those positions actually pulled out rather dramatically. And the reason I bring that up is because I think it shows the resilience of the organization even at the leadership level. That these gentlemen were ready on a moment's notice, really, to be able to step in and serve what will be, a significant year, and actually for all of them, because they're serving more than 1 year, several years of their lives, with the travel and the work that they're doing to try and support what the clubs and the districts are all about across the globe. Okay. So, Connie, why don't I turn this over to you?
Okay. So, Unite for Good, that is our theme. So usually Rotary International has a theme for us every year. And this causes us to embrace growth, service, and connection. And our greatest asset is our history, our projects, even our unmatched global reach. And of course, with 1.2 million Rotarians and Rotaractors around the world, we do have a very big reach. And so our essential pillars are innovation, continuity, and partnership. Oh, I guess I don't have that. Okay. This is, am I still going, Doug?
You are still going.
Okay, you let me know when to stop. No, I better not say that, huh? Okay, I'll tell you when you jump in, okay? You can tell we didn't practice or plan this. Okay, so every year we have pets, or they may change it to PELs, but that is President-elect training. And this is the picture from the last pets. And you can see Beverly right there. Doug must be somewhere there. Naomi is, I see Naomi on the far left. So anyway, that's a picture we take every year, and it's cool to have. So someday.
Connie's in the second row as well, on the left. So.
Okay, but someday you'll be in that picture, right? Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the Chicago area where I think that they. This is Hawaii. This is the Rotary Club in Hawaii. That's right. Yeah. This is Honolulu. Mm-hmm. So very cool. One of the I forget, Naomi. One of the first 20. One of the first 20 clubs.
Oh, this one was the Honolulu Club. The first one, they met downtown. So this is downtown Honolulu.
But in terms of the total, in terms of number of clubs, because 1905.
1915.
So this is 1915. So this would have been what, within the first 100 clubs probably that were chartered?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool actually.
Mm-hmm. And right. Still going strong.
Still going strong.
Mm-hmm. So here, yeah. Oh, what, are you going?
No, you're going. You're a stat lady.
I'm not a stat lady, but okay.
This is District 5000, so this is all membership for you.
And you're not on the membership. Okay, we shouldn't be quarreling in front of our guests. Okay, stop it.
Okay, it makes you guys fun.
So in District 5000, and District 5000 is the state of Hawaii. And so in other districts, they have multiple states, most of them, but we are just alone, our own lone state, 1,400 Rotarians, 49 clubs, 2 E-clubs, 2 Rotaract clubs, and that's, I think both of them are at the university, correct, Naomi? Anyway,
well, one of them is with us here, and then there's one in Oahu, but I don't think it's with the university now.
Yeah, it's a community based.
Right.
Yeah, so both of them are, yeah, anyway, okay. 36 Interact clubs and those like Doug
That
was
guy.
saying is, yeah,
That
yeah,
guy.
that
guy.
white guy, that old white guy over there. It's like, oh, okay, we're supposed to be politically correct, okay, so, and 2 community core, and you may also hear of community core as Friends of Rotary, isn't that right? Some people still call it Friends of Rotary.
Yep. Which is very cool.
Mhm.
Okay. And then your friends. You got to talk about Nancy. She's in your club.
Okay, so this is our current district governor, which you probably maybe have met, Nancy Cabral. She is from the Rotary Club of Hilo. That she's this current district governor. Then next year we have Benson Medina. He is from the Rotary Club of South Hilo. And then Rich Proctor the year after that. And so Benson is that's who Doug's gonna be bottle washer for. And then Rich Proctor, who is from the Rotary Club of Honolulu, and that's the club that is the oldest club in the district. And then we don't have a picture for Beverly, but next year we will, because she is following Rich in the line of succession for
That's right.
the
We could take a
governor.
picture right now and just stick it on there.
We could, but or no, we'll just get our hands after that. Okay, that's not a good presentation, so we'll get a nice picture and put it
That's
up
right. We'll
there.
get a nice picture.
All right,
Exactly.
okay.
Okay.
And so with Beverly, that is known as the DG line. Starts with the DG, then you have your DG elect, your DG nominee, and then Beverly is our DG nominee designate.
Mhm.
And the reason that I guess the framing of that is because typically the designate is chosen after the Rotary year has already started. So they don't necessarily have a full Rotary year in the line. But once they're chosen, as Beverly is finding out, they are part of the line.
They
And
got
then
you
on the
in
other
their
side of Nancy are all the PDGs, or
PDGs.
previous district governors, of which Naomi is numero uno, but she wouldn't
Yeah,
say that.
and
So.
Arian, the Rotary is kind of like the military in some ways, because we love our acronyms. So you'll hear that a
It's
lot.
good. I'll get used to it. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
PDG is past district governor. And
There
so
you
there's
go.
a whole long line of past district governors. And then, the I don't know, Beverly, if anybody told you, but the DG line also has to do become a singing group. So you have to become a quartet. So you
Oh,
guys better
very
start
nice.
practicing. Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I missed that too. That's very cool.
Well, that's one of the perks of being DG. So
That's
I don't know
right.
if anybody told you that. So just be ready, okay?
Well,
Okay.
but Beverly can dance, so she can dance for
No,
you.
that's true.
Okay,
She
so
can
she'll
definitely
be the
dance.
But I
I'm sure.
cannot sing. I can't hold the tune, okay?
Well, I don't think Nancy can either. And she can't dance either. So, okay. So what do Rotarians do? We are people of action. So yeah, you can see that already, right? It's
Right.
mostly mouth action right now, but yeah, Rotarians are real good at that.
All right.
Okay, is it still me?
Yes.
Okay. So we also solve problems, and that this is like it is such a bragging point for us Rotarians, because we had a passion to eradicate polio. So you probably heard of Polio Plus, and that's our initiative to eradicate polio. And Rotary has immunized 2.5 billion children so far, and we're down to maybe just 2 countries that have reported cases. So that's Afghanistan and Pakistan. So we are goaling for very, very soon that we won't have to be doing this anymore, that polio will be a thing of the past.
Right.
So yay, Rotary.
Yay, Rotary. And part of the way that we've done that is through, as I was mentioning before, the Rotary Foundation. And so the Rotary Foundation itself is one of those nonprofits. So I guess I should stop just for a second. So nonprofit organizations, they are there's a legal framework associated with them, right? The foundation itself is a 501c3 in the IRS, statutory code, which means that they can accept funds and they can provide funds to other 501c3 nonprofits. Our Rotary clubs are a different IRS statutory code, 501c4s. And so we are nonprofits, but not nonprofits in the same way that a foundation is, if that makes any sense. So now that I have completely bored you, the key here is that the Rotary Foundation itself has done extremely well, 17 consecutive 4-star ratings from Charity Navigator, which is one of those organizations that checks on, nonprofits and foundations. And so 17 consecutive 4-star ratings. I don't want to be the one that doesn't get a 4-star rating if I'm the, trustee of the Rotary Foundation, I'll tell you that. But it's a terrific club and a terrific organization, and how they do it makes sure that funds that we as Rotarians and as clubs put into the foundation, we see those funds come back to us through the district 3 years later. It's really an amazing process. All right. So grant statistics, district grants, 485 of those, global grants, 1,285 of those. Because of all the disasters that have occurred around the world, 105 of those. And then programs of scale grants is something I just kind of learned about just recently. I thought I knew the foundation. I didn't even know about this. And so these are grants that are focused, they are a focus of the foundation on a particular program, and they're chosen annually to say, hey, this is something that we as an organization are going to focus on this year, and make sure that we're going to put some additional funds into whatever the grant proposal was. We're going to add some to see if we can't make that particular proposal something that can be done like immediately. All right. So as a part of Rotary, we have 7 areas of focus. You'll notice that there are 6 pictures here. We will see the 7th in a second. And so peace, fighting disease, which is the polio. Polio is a part of that, but not the only thing. Providing clean water and sanitation, maternal and child care, education, and community economic development were the initial 6 areas of focus up until recently. And then we added a 7th area, the environment. And so those 7 areas of focus are what we as Rotarians, as Rotary International, as District 5000, as our individual clubs look at when we're saying, hey, what is it that we're going to be able to focus on? The proposals, the program, the projects that we request funds for are associated with projects that are associated with these kinds of areas of focus, which you can see are relatively broad and, of course, are all service focused. So that's really not that hard. And then you see here the global grants by areas of focus. The red is the disease prevention and treatment, and it is so much larger because of the focus by Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation on polio eradication. But each of them are doing really, really well. That's a significant amount of funding that goes out to try and solve situations and conditions in each of those areas of focus. And then, just because we don't have enough things in 5s and 7s and 3s to talk about, we have the 5 areas of service, avenues of service. So club
Can I
service.
say something, Doug?
You
Can I
may.
say something, Doug? Arian, if you can understand 5 areas, 5 avenues of service and the 7 areas of focus, you will be more knowledgeable than I would say more than half of the people in my club, because they just don't know it. And so this is one of the things I really cover in our club new member orientation, and I test them later. 5 avenues of service. 7, anyway, go ahead, sir. Oh, and then also,
Those pictures help. The pictures create a visual that'll stick.
yeah,
Well,
but
and
avenues of service is totally club level, whereas the areas of focus are, international and, and for grants and stuff. But this is just totally club level. Okay, sorry, go Doug. So sorry.
No, I think that that's really important, actually, as we take a look at these. And as you get into the things that the club is doing, we actually are organized around these, even if we're not really aware of it, right? And so club service, that's what's happening. The meetings are associated with club service, the stuff that happens there, the greeting, the making the club meetings, worth coming to. That's all part of the club service piece. The vocational service is associated with kind of the networking, but also what are the jobs that are out there that we can help our fellow Rotarians and others look at. And that's a particular interest of mine, one, because I'm the vocational service chair for the district, but also because I'm taking a job with our local community college that is going to be looking at workforce development through non-credit courses, and working with the rest of the college, of course, on the credit side, all to try and make sure that our folks have the skills that they need to be able to have a kind of jobs that provide a living wage, allow them to raise their families and to live here. Community
And
services.
actually, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry I interrupted again, but I did want to say a little trivia piece is that Rotary started as more like focused on vocation. And so that's why they call it Rotary, because those 4 guys, and I guess they added more, they just rotated to their different, places of business to have meetings and whatnot. And then before, up until kind of not too many years ago, we could only have one vocation in each club. So one attorney, one dentist, one real estate agent, and so on. And if you wanted to have an additional one, you would have to check with that one person in that vocation. So anyway,
Or create a new club.
Interesting.
create a new club. Yeah. So vocations are have history with Rotary and Rotarians. Sorry, Doug, go ahead.
No, that was really good, actually.
Oh,
So
thanks.
the rest of these things are associated, the community, the youth, the international service, these are all things that are tied to some of the stuff that we've already talked about. Any of the projects we do will fit inside a community service, for example. Okay, so let's move forward. Hawaii Rotary Youth Foundation is something that was started here in the district. Actually, I guess probably started at one of the clubs, although I'm not sure which one. Well, I guess it was started during his year as a district governor. So Sully Sullivan, not the airplane pilot.
The Foodland guy.
That's right.
Oh, right, yeah.
So he was district governor, you see, in 76, 77. And he started this foundation that now is providing 5,000 or 10,000. Is it 5,000 per?
5 per club.
5,000 per, although I think that there was a 10,000 for a selection among those. So each club, so we've got almost 50 clubs. Each of those clubs has the ability to identify, and there's a whole process that each club goes through to identify someone that will receive a $5,000 scholarship each year. And it's just a terrific program to be able to do that. So you see it here is on the bottom, 270,000 in scholarships. It's just amazing as a process, and how many kids have been supported, by individual clubs and, by the entire district. I'm sure that we have that information, and but it's an amazing program.
If you ever get a chance to sit on that panel for your club, just do it, because it's so awesome to see how, it gives you so much hope in the youth, because they are brilliant, amazing kids.
Absolutely.
It blew me away.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right, Connie. Okay, we are at 7:33. How are you doing so far, Arian?
Fantastic.
Okay, well then we'll continue on. And look at that, we're almost halfway. We're over halfway through even. How about
And
that?
so, Doug, what if she said she's not doing so well? What would you have done?
I would have been blanked me and turned it all over to you.
Because that reminds me of my dentist. My dentist, when I was small, used to say, if you get uncomfortable or you feel like it's too much, raise your hand. So I never did until one time I thought, oh, this hurts. So I raised my hand. He stopped, looked at me, and he started again. So I thought, what's this? Anyway, sorry again. Okay.
All right. So the question of what's in it for you, and I know I know that this is a question that matters, and it's a question having to do with membership and all that. It just was never a question I asked myself, I guess, because typically, and usually the people that I've seen that have joined, so I'm nitpicking the slides. How do you like that? Here's a slide, and I'm nitpicking.
You totally are.
Right? It's really it's really we're in it to support others, right? How can we do that? The variety of ways that can happen, that, and doing that with people that are of like mind and heart to do that stuff as well. So designing our Rotary. So it's a membership organization. That's awesome. And you get to choose the way you want to be involved, both in the club and beyond. And that's a true statement. And I will definitely turn this over to the membership maven, Connie Economic.
Well, thanks. All the ones with lots of text on it. Thank you, Dad. Well, you can read, but these are a lot of the perks that we have and the benefits. A new one is the Hawaiian Airlines Preferred Affiliate Program. I like that you added that in, Naomi. But then it's really, these are make lasting friendships. I think that's what, and of course, as Doug said, most people join, I find for, okay, I go back though, go back. Gee, Doug, I guess you really didn't
Well, you
like
just
this
were
slide.
saying the lasting friendships,
I know,
and
but I
I
was
thought
just
that was the
like
one
making
coming
a
up. I
point
thought,
about
hey, I
it.
could help her.
Okay, stop arguing in front of the guest. Okay. Oh, Naomi, this
I
is
like the
down to
Hilo crew. The
class.
Hilo crew is fun.
Okay, Doug, see, this is Doug for you. Okay, so, no, I'm just kidding, Doug. All right. But you know what? Most people join to do community service. And actually, that's why they join. But also, in addition to that, you just make lasting friendships. I mean, you do. It's just when you work together side by side with someone, you become their friend and build relationships that way. And then, so international convention we talked about, professional development, business development, so these are like we join for service, but these are like little benefits that come along, yellow pages and fellowships, action groups, which we'll talk about later, and friendship exchange. I'm not real familiar with that one, but maybe later Naomi can, or unless Doug knows about it. Okay, thanks, Doug. So this one has little bit text. You want to do that, or you want me to do that?
You keep going. You're doing great.
Okay, so this is what we're talking about, about the creating friendships and lifelong relationships and just you can do all these things like fellowships, attend local events or regional, the international convention, friendship exchange, but you will just get that as well just from within your club because, some of our club members are my just closest friends and that's how you become a lifelong Rotarian.
Yeah, and I know that the next one's going to talk a little bit about this, but I was just going to also comment. The more that you're involved in Rotary, and the more that you pop out of the club and you begin to see other folks from other clubs, and then you begin to see folks that are part of the Rotary district, and that means from other islands, and you already have a large network, but then you begin to see and it just begins to be a not just larger, but more robust network. And just because you get to learn about people in a different way sometimes than we see in business, right? And so they're more three-dimensional, maybe is the right way to say that. And I would just say that even this last time where I had the chance to go to this zone, which is the next level on the other side of district, I got a chance to meet Rotarians from other districts. A lot of the same things that they're trying to do or things that we're trying to do. We're talking about membership. We're talking about the foundation. All that thing's great, but what you then learn about is their story. right? And so the sharing of the story becomes a part of the things that you then can share with your friends that are here. And networks become friendships, and it's really pretty cool.
True.
And then the benefits of volunteering. Do we need to
Me?
do more with this one? I think we kind of got this one.
What is it, me or you? It has
Is
few
there anything
words.
you want to say about this?
No,
Okay,
I mean, I think it speaks for itself.
that's what I was thinking too.
Okay, we're on the same page.
Naomi, did you have anything you'd like to say about this one? Given that I saw your face when we were going to go
What?
past it.
Oh, was it an eye roll there?
It speaks for itself. You're right.
It does, yeah, it does.
Okay. All right.
There's a
And
lot
there
of
are-
words. Is
this
it
the
me or
thing
you?
also. There are opportunities that Rotary offers in terms of not just professional development, not just leadership development, but also personal development. And depending on where you are in your path, you know, any of these can be opportunities you notice mentoring's on there, you notice the professional development opportunities. We know that young folks like yourself can always use leadership development opportunities, and this becomes a way to do it. You would say, sometimes you'll hear folks say it's risk-free. I think that that's probably not the right way to say that, because anything worth doing has some risk in it, right? Even if you're creating it yourself, right? Because it's kind of like an engine. You can turn the engine on, but if you don't put a load on it, it's just kind of idling. And so what leadership opportunities within Rotary give you is an opportunity to put a load on the engine that you're trying to develop, right? And that is really pretty cool to see that activity. And then at the same time, you're building a network, you're building friendships, you're trying to solve things within the community. All those things become a part of that. All of that integrates. It's really pretty cool.
Mhm.
Connie?
Good metaphor.
Okay. So the next one is courses.
Oh, that's Beverly should talk about that. She's the learning queen.
You're going through this like nobody's business, right?
Okay, actually, it's one of the most educational places you can go on My Rotary is that Learning Center. There's all kinds of courses there that's going to help you not only with personal development, but it's some of the information you're learning tonight. It'll be more in detail on the Learning Center. So it's a great place to just visit when you have spare time and just go to all the various courses there and just find what you like. What would be something that you want to learn and something that you think that can benefit you as you go on your journey in Rotary. I'm an avid reader, so I love to just explore and look at everything, and I stumbled upon that, and I've just been so excited about the classes there, and I encourage everyone to go to those classes, but not only those classes, but all of the available training that we have on Saturday mornings, on Wednesday nights, and Thursday nights. It's so much available to you in Rotary. So there's no reason to be in Rotary and not know everything, because we have some great trainers, some great leaders that want to share their information with you, want to share their journey with you. So explore, just look into everything and you'll be surprised at all the wonderful knowledge available to you.
Exactly. And you know what, Arian, if you'll probably be asked to step up and, do something within your club. And before you say yes or no, check it out on the Learning Center and to make sure it's a good fit for you.
And then say yes.
Thank you, Beverly.
I would also say we're very fortunate in District 5000. So I'm just gonna brag on us briefly. So back in 2019, really, and then the pandemic just encouraged this growth. Naomi and Benson put together this kind of virtual training program, and they have recorded nearly all. I don't know that it's 100%, but it's pretty close of the training programs that have been done every week through 5 or 6 years now. And so all of that stuff is available even in District 5000 website. And, not all of them are as hilarious as this particular training program, but, there is lots there to pick up and to learn. And then it's because it's local, that helps with it being maybe too generic. Because it's local, it's not quite as generic. It's more focused on, what our local needs and concerns are. And then the other piece of this is other districts aren't necessarily doing it to the same degree that we are. So that training program is really something that other districts are beginning to look at our stuff, for their training programs. Pretty cool what Naomi and Benson put together, frankly.
Very much so.
All
And
right.
you know what? And it's funny because, Doug and I, we're so needy that we don't
Needy.
care if you're laughing. We don't care if you're not laughing with us, that you're laughing at us. We'll take anything, right, Doug? We're so needy. Okay.
Love it.
Now we're going to talk about some of the stuff that Rotary also has, which is pretty cool, right? So what are Rotary fellowships? So fellowships, you can see here, it's where there are shared interests. And there is a whole listing. I don't think that we have all of the listing, but there's a whole listing available through a variety of things. So I decided, because I enjoy cycling, that I would join the Rotary Cycling Fellowship, right? And so, you pay a due. I don't think you have to pay dues for all of them. We pay a due. I even have a cycling kit that I ordered that I have yet to wear, like to a Rotary function, but who knows? But across the spectrum of shared interests, it's really interesting to see what's there. And these are opportunities, again, for connecting with folks that are not necessarily in your club or even in the district, but are across the globe of interest areas. And so then here's some examples, right? So wine appreciation, which I think nearly everybody is a part of that. I think it's a mandatory requirement. And you can see, you got the golfing, you got the flying Rotarians. There is a whiskey appreciation fellowship that I am not a member of, but I partake at each of the conferences that we are at. So, and then why would you join? I think it's pretty clear why we would necessarily do that. Again, as you build connections, the Rotary experience, the reason that we are Rotarians just comes through, and then you're building outside of just even your local community area. That's how global activities, global grants, projects get built, is because people have met one another from outside their local communities. It's pretty cool. There is a listing. I can stay on this list for as long as you like.
I'm sure I can find it. I'm sure it's I won't memorize all of that.
Yes, exactly. There will be a quiz on the end, right?
Yeah.
So Rotary Action Groups. So Rotary Action Groups are similar in the sense that they are Rotary International linked, but they are focused, if you will, on particular areas. So here you're saying, for example, microcredit or water and sanitation. Mental health initiatives is one that one of our local, Kathleen Merriam is associated with, and we have a district group that's a part of that. And so there are a variety of areas. Let me just turn to this. So 27 of these Rotary Action Groups that are currently recognized, 34,000 reported. And you can see the number of service projects. It's just amazing what these groups get involved in, which is pretty cool. And then here are within the areas of focus where the Rotary Action Groups are within those areas of focus, which is pretty cool. And I just, the fellowship is, maybe I could phrase it this way. The fellowship groups are for fun, really, right? These are for how do we solve problems that people around the world have, and that's what these are designed to be about. The International Convention. I haven't been to one, so I shouldn't necessarily talk about this one. So one of you who has actually been to one should talk about this.
Is that me?
Apparently that's you.
It's you.
So
And by one, I meant one or more.
you know, when you go to these conventions and you see the horizon expand with all of these people coming to one place. You have people from Africa and they're in their native garb, and you see people from Japan, and everybody's talking to each other and having a lot of fun. But here we hear very inspiring speakers. They have breakout sessions where you can learn more about Rotary. But it's just that camaraderie that you find at these conventions. So the one in Taipei coming up, they think that it's going to be 30,000 that register. And when the convention was going to be in Hawaii, the government, the economic people said it was going to be a $73 million economic boost for Hawaii if the convention was here. So you see that when we have the conventions, it really helps the economy for that city that it's in. But it's all of these people really getting to know more about Rotary, getting to see how broad Rotary is around the world.
Also, Naomi, would you say, I mean, because these things are held in a different site every year, sometimes but it'll be a while before they will like come back to a particular area. But so they're going all over the world to hold these things on an annual basis. Would you say that part of the reason for that is because those individual sites have something to offer to Rotary as a part of the selection of those sites?
Yes, I think it does. Like when we're going to Taipei, there's a lot of tours that they have. When it was going to be in Hawaii, we were thinking of having tours on every island so people can find the culture and the feeling of the space. Dubai would be very interesting to go to because people want to see how modern it is in Dubai. So I don't know about Minneapolis, though. I don't know what do
I
you
love
see?
Minneapolis. Minneapolis has a great culture.
Oh, okay. And then in 2030, it'll be in Chicago, and
Oh.
2032 is going to be back in Honolulu, hopefully.
Nice.
Yes. All things being equal and the creek don't rise. Okay. Okay, so as you can tell, when we start putting websites and contact information up, we are getting close to the end of the slide presentation, and that is true. So the district website, rotaryd5000.org, or if you're on my browser, all you do is write Rotary and it shows up with the district website. And then Rotary International, you'll see rotary.org, but it will then transition to My Rotary, and you can sign up for My Rotary. That's the place where the Learning Center is. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's in there though, that's actually kind of interesting. And I would venture to say, Connie, I don't know, you tell me, that probably less people actually know about Rotary.org than actually know the avenues of service. So
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think
Anyway,
it's up and up. I think it's equal.
Okay, it's probably pretty equal. But yeah, going to Rotary.org and then it will turn to My Rotary. So don't be surprised that that's, kind of what happens. Mm-hmm. And there we are, service above self with our Rotary wheel. And we now know why we have a Rotary wheel. We now know that, thanks to Connie.
I guarantee you, mostly everyone here knew that already. Well, Arian, I bet you knew that too, huh?
No, I had not. I did not.
See, look, see.
I learned something.
Oh, yay. That's our goal here. Just learn one thing. That's good.
Just that one. Everything else I forgot already. No, no, just
Oh,
kidding.
okay. Don't say that, or Doug will show up at your doorstep.
I
With
got
his
more
laptop.
stuff for you.
He'll have it all printed into a book and you'll go over it page by page. So,
We're going to quiz you on the Rotary Friendship Exchanges.
no, but do you
No,
have
that was
questions?
great. Thank you. No, you guys explained it very well, and it was great to see all that information. So I thank you for taking the time to present all that and get me up to speed.
Do you
I would
have-
also, I will say, and so I have no room to speak, but because Connie is actually, she was a part of a line of presidents in the Rotary Club of Hilo. Two of them around her that actually are going to be DGs, one who is and one who will become. But Connie is the one that actually had a large club of the year award during her year. And so all to say what the club is doing is, the right focus. So your ability to work with the club leadership in West Honolulu to identify the things that you can bring to what they're trying to do, that's really, that's where the rubber meets the road when it comes to Rotary. Knowing about Rotary, knowing the history, all that stuff's really cool. But what we're all about as a district and as individual clubs and as collaborative clubs, right? Because that's really how you get stuff done. At least I think here in Hilo for sure. We've got the three main clubs, and then we have our Volcano Club, and we used to have Pahoa Sunset, and they have since kind of joined South Hilo because their numbers were beginning to decrease a little bit too much. But we work in East Hawaii to really try and figure out how can we do things together. Everybody's going to talk to us as if we're just Rotary. Nobody's going to necessarily know, hey, you're Hilo Bay, or you're Rotary Club of Hilo, or you're South Hilo. So where we can collaborate, we are that much stronger in the areas that we're in. And I'm sure that will be the case with West Honolulu as well. So by all means, look at what you're interested in. Obviously, with Naomi, you've got just a tremendous mentor in Rotary to help you with that, and wish you all the luck.
Yeah. And Arian, if you have a passion or you have something that you want to, an idea for a project or something, bring it up to the club, because every club is always looking for a new project or a new idea. And, we that's why, we want to expand our reach and we want to reach more people and help more people. So yeah, please speak up.
Awesome.
And
Thank
if they don't listen, speak louder.
you. Don't worry, I can speak pretty loud.
Oh, okay, yeah, I kind of can see that. Okay, Naomi, you better watch out because we want her for our club. So,
So before we close this out, let me offer both Beverly and Naomi an opportunity to close this out.
Oh, how nice. But I will give that honor to Bev.
Oh, well, thank you, Naomi. I would just go back to what I started saying at first. I would encourage you to explore, participate, and connect. And you will have a very, very successful Rotary journey. And again, we still look forward to you being a part of all we do here at Rotary. And we'll be watching out for you. See how you get where you want to be. And another thing that's important, I think, is your why for Rotary. We all have a different reason why we join Rotary, what we want from Rotary. And I'd say explore that a little bit more too. See, what is your why? And I always say your why is what keeps you here if you stay focused on that. Okay?
Awesome.
Fair enough. Yeah. Awesome.
All righty.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you
everybody's
all.
time.
See you
Thank
soon.
you. All right. Have a good night.
Thank you.